Everybody, thank you for joining us today. We're here to talk a little bit about 4th of July coming up and some safety tips that the county is going to be offering for you so you can make sure that your families come out and enjoy a fun, safe 4th of July. Joining me today is Director of Public Safety and Justice Services, Brandy Carney, Cuyahoga County Sheriff Harold Pretel, Lyndhurst Fire Chief Michael Carroll, and Cuyahoga County Administrator of the animal shelter, Mindy Naticchioni, and she also brought one of our adoptable dogs named Sunday. Following the press conference, we will be available for one-on-one interviews, and then Chief Carroll will also be able to take you guys a couple, maybe 2 people at a time on the command bus for some tours. So without further ado, Director of Public Safety and Justice Services, Brandy Carney.
Good morning, everyone. Again, Brandy Carney, Director of Public Safety and Justice for the county. As Jen mentioned, we have a number of safety tips we're excited to share with you for today for the upcoming holiday and holiday weekend. First, I just want to note everyone should have a NOAA weather radio with them for receiving critical updates from the National Weather Service. These radios are reliable even in an electrical outage. They allow you to prepare and plan for a safety event. Make sure you are signed up also for Ready Notify. That's the county's mass notification system. Individuals and residents can sign up, as well as municipalities using the system for its residents. So we encourage everyone to sign up and use the system. We do have today some of our public safety emergency management equipment. This trailer here is called one of our special events trailers, and some of my staff are able to show you around afterwards. Items on the trailer are things such as mass casualty equipment, as well as a gator for victim transport. These events trailers we usually stage prior to an event, or they're able to be requested by some of the municipalities to help them out in the event of an emergency. Couple notes regarding extreme heat. Extreme heat is responsible for hundreds of deaths in the U.S. This weekend, make sure you pay attention to the differences between heat-related illnesses. Those differences are critical in determining the need and type of medical care that might be needed for someone. These can include heat or sunstroke, heat exhaustion, and heat cramps. When planning for outdoor activities, take breaks when you can. If you can't go inside, make sure you try and find some shade. Drink lots of water. As we all know, these seem like very basic, everyone knows tips, but sometimes it's good to remember them and practice them, particularly when the weather does get consistently high. Sunscreen, another thing. Sometimes sunscreen is not a one and done usually. Make sure you read the instructions on your bottle and reapply appropriately. Very importantly, calling 911. July 4th is historically a very busy holiday for our 911 CCOM center, which is CCOMs. We usually have approximately 3 or 4 times the call volume in CCOMs. So a few tips regarding when to and when to not call 911. You want to call or text 911 to report a life-saving or emergency, such as a medical emergency, someone is hurt and needs help, crime, a robbery in progress, an abduction, someone threatening using a weapon, fire or smoke, suspicious activity. I know the sheriff's going to mention a few things in a moment here. Using 911 for non-emergencies ties up the call takers and can cause a delay in getting someone help that's experiencing an actual life-saving and emergency. Noise complaints such as fireworks should not call 911 instead, because it does tie up those lines. Instead, we encourage you to call your local police department. That's usually the number that might end in 1234 usually, or maybe 5555. You can check your local municipalities. The exception would be if a firework does cause injury or a fire, then we want you to call 911 for immediate help. Finally, water safety. This both applies to those that are on land as well as those on water. You want to make sure you're aware of your conditions, things like the wave conditions, the rip current conditions. Personal flotation devices for those who can't swim, very important, but definitely need to mention as to remind everyone. Boating, make sure all U.S. Coast Guard required safety equipment is on board. It's tested. You know what it is before you get on that boat. Is your marine radio on channel 16 for an emergency? Know your location if caught in an emergency. Usually boats have GPS on them, but make sure you're aware of those. And safety courses, those are always important. You can always sign up for those, maybe in time for the next holiday, the next 4th, but always important reminder. Lake Erie is home to many first responders on the water to help people safe, particularly during this holiday. And you can always find more information regarding water safety on the Ohio Department of Natural Resources or the U.S. Coast Guard website. We all want to make sure that you have a great upcoming holiday and that your family stay safe and healthy. We encourage you to practice and know these tips and share them with others, and talk to your family and children about these tips too. I hope you have a safe and wonderful holiday. I would like to bring up Sheriff Pretel, who also has some additional safety tips for us.
Thank you, Director. Just want to mention a few things for safety for Independence Day. Following up on the Director's comments about the water, start there. Safe boater, safe swimmer, sober boater, sober swimmer. Certainly, if you're in operation of a watercraft on the water, that's something to keep in mind because there's a correlation between intoxication and fatalities on the water. So please keep that in mind in addition to all the other safety tips. Also, hydrate, whether you're on land or on water. It's important to remain hydrated, and probably on water, even more importantly, the application of sunblock. As we go inland with our public safety message here, I'm going to encourage everyone to leave the fireworks to professionals. There are a number of fireworks shows planned throughout the region. Just look on your local website, local municipalities. Many are on different days even, so you can have various days of having a show, but best left to professionals. And you also don't have to be right at the site to have the best view. Sometimes you can be safely removed somewhere in the backyard or maybe at a park bench and still enjoy the festivities and the light show, fireworks show without being directly at the site. So that's strongly encouraged. Along with that, any other special event, I want to mention children. If you come down, whether it's to Edgewater or to one of the other municipalities that's having a function, ensure that your children know how to get a hold of you. If they don't know old enough to know a phone number, have their own phone, have your phone number written on their arm so you can be contacted. But also encourage any children to notify anyone in uniform, whether it's a bus driver, a police officer, deputy sheriff, state trooper, firefighter, anyone in uniform. We are all connected. We communicate on all different levels. And if there's a lost parent, notice lost parent, not lost child. There's a lost parent. It's important that child approach someone in uniform and say, hey, my dad or my mom is missing, and we'll make sure that we connect them. So please encourage that. As we speak about attending these large events all throughout the country, we're going to be celebrating Independence Day. It's important, like any other large event, that we're mindful of what looks right, what doesn't look right, and the importance of everyone. No matter how much work we do, our biggest partner is the community. The community has the most eyes, the most presence. So if you see something that's out of order, whether it's an Independence Day event, whether it's a Browns game, a Guardians game, you know what doesn't look right, please inform, again, somebody in uniform, police officer, state trooper, bus driver, firefighter. This doesn't look right. Could you look into that? Bring it to our attention. That's our job to follow up on that. We have a million other things going on with our partners, but it's important that we receive the notification from the community. So please see something, say something. Personal safety with the hydration, the sunscreen, making sure we know how to get a hold of each other, have additional chargers or power banks on you or with you, and have a rally point. In the event that an area gets closed off, say a pavilion or a certain street gets blocked off, we're going to meet at X location at X time. That's important in case people get separated. Regardless of age, it's important to be able to get back together, particularly as, someone's cell phone may die, they may drop it in the water, things like that happen. So most importantly for safety is make sure that we also do not use or permit the use of gunfire for celebration. Gunfire is not to be used in a celebratory manner. Gunfire is extremely dangerous. So if that becomes an issue, please report that also. That is a call that you should make to let us know that someone's using a firearm inappropriately. And not only 911 is good for that. In a different realm, obviously you can also call Crime Stoppers if you have any information that we may want to know to bring justice to a situation. But for our events, please keep your family together, personal safety, see something, say something, and have a terrific Independence Day. Oh, I'm sorry. Fire Chief Mike Carroll.
Thank you, Sheriff. Chief Mike Carroll, Lyndhurst Fire Department. I want to touch again on fireworks safety. As the Sheriff mentioned, leave it to the experts. You don't want to be going in your own backyard and shooting off fireworks. It's actually illegal in many communities to use consumer-grade fireworks. So definitely check your local ordinances. Approximately 10,000 injuries occur every year from careless firework use. This includes severe burns, loss of fingers and hands, and even death. So it's a very serious thing to take seriously, and you must be safe. Also, keep the sparklers away from the young children. A lot of children get burned accidentally every year from the use of sparklers. While it seems fun at the time, you really need to keep those away from the young children. And also, fireworks can cause severe property damage in the sense that where they fall in backyards, they can hit vehicles and homes, and we've had structure fires and vehicle fires caused by the illegal use or careless use of fireworks. So again, please leave it to the experts. Go to one of the community events, enjoy them there, and be very safe. Another element that we do on July 4th is we like to go out and grill and have a good time with that. So be sure to make sure your grill is cleaned and properly serviced prior to use and after each use so you don't accidentally have an accidental grill fire. Never place your grill or use your grill on a balcony or in a garage. This can lead to accidental fires. And again, that's not appropriate, especially in apartment buildings, condos. You cannot have your grill on a balcony. You must keep your grill at least 3 feet away from any combustible surface, and this includes vinyl siding. You think when you have your grill outside close to your garage or house, it's far enough away, but have it 3 feet away because you can actually melt your siding and cause additional damage if you're not safe. Also, be very careful when you're using lighter fluid. You should not be using lighter fluid to get your grill going when it's already started. Use it properly. Follow manufacturer's recommendations on its proper use, because again, that could lead to accidental injuries and burns. Also, keep a fire extinguisher on hand when you're grilling. This again, if you have an accidental grill fire, make sure you shut your lid to the grill. Call the fire department immediately. If you have an extinguisher handy, you can try to extinguish a fire yourself. But again, keep everybody away. And if it's close to your house, get people out of the house, call 911, and leave it to us to come and extinguish a fire in a safe manner. And then lastly, never allow your children to grill with you. Keep them away when you're grilling, because again, accidents happen, and you don't want to keep your young ones safe while you're doing your cookouts. So have an enjoyable July 4th. Keep it safe. Go to the events around the communities, watch your fireworks, grill safely, and have a great 4th of July. Now I'd like to introduce Mindy Naticchioni from the shelter administrator, or she is the shelter administrator for Cuyahoga County Animal Shelter.
Good morning. Thank you. Hopefully you can hear me. I'm so short. Hopefully everyone can hear me. All right. My partner here is slightly restless and a bit of a treat hound, so I apologize. While it's super important to keep the people safe, we don't want you to forget your pets this 4th of July. 4th of July in the summertime is notoriously a busy season, but it is also the time that we see the most amount of pets come into our local shelters. Sadly, many of those pets that are lost during the 4th of July are never reunited with their owners. So a couple tips for you to consider when you're getting together with your friends and family over this holiday week. Make sure that your pet is wearing its identification tags, your phone number, a 2014 dog license, your microchip information is up to date, and that you keep your pet on a leash. Many times you're having a backyard picnic, you've got friends over, the pets are in and out of the house, and ultimately, somehow they manage to get out of your yard and run loose. Then you add in the element of fireworks when the evening comes in, and now you've got a scared dog running around your neighborhood that can be hard to find. Dogs and cats are terrified of fireworks, so it is best practice to plan to keep them in the house. Turn your blinds or close your blinds, turn your TVs and your radios up. Make it so that it's a safer place for them. For dogs, there's a great tool called a thunder shirt, but you can also use a onesie so they're comforted and they feel safe. While it's great to go out and see the fireworks, in many neighborhoods, unfortunately, you can see them. So stay home with your pet. Make sure that they're safe. Also, if the weather gets really warm, keep your pet inside. It's already a difficult time for them with so much going on. The heat is very difficult on cats and dogs. Dogs don't have sweat glands, so their only way to express heat is through panting, and they overheat quickly. So keeping them out of your car, keeping them in the AC or in the house where it's cooler is a best practice for keeping them safe. Should you lose your pet over this holiday week or anytime this summer, make sure you have up-to-date photos of your pet. Get online very quickly. Post your pet. You can post it to our website with lost and found notices. Call your local animal control. If your dog goes missing, it is most likely going to be within a mile of your home. Call your police, ask for animal control, see if anyone has turned it in, post in your local community pages on social media, go to our website, send us a report, but make sure that you have everything in place in advance. A dog that comes into a local shelter without a 2024 dog license is only held for 3 days. If you have a current dog license, it's held for 14 days for you to find your pet. So if you don't have a dog license for your pet, we recommend getting one as soon as possible this week so that you can maintain the ownership and reclaim your pet. Should it come into our shelters and we're able to locate you, we can quickly get it back to you. We are waiving reclaim fees, so all you're paying for is a license if you don't have one at this time, so that we can quickly reunite you and your pets. Our shelters are very full, so we don't want to keep your pet while you're out over the holiday time. Please come in and reclaim them and take them home. As you see, I have this gorgeous girl, Sunday, here with me. Sunday is a 2-year-old American Bulldog Mastiff mix who's been with us since April. She was a stray dog. Her family has never found her, so she is looking for a new home. Don't let this be your pet, or if you're interested in this being your pet, please come on down to the shelter. And we hope everyone has a safe and wonderful holiday. Come in. Come in. Good girl. Okay.
Okay, thanks everyone. So at this time, we'll be able to take and accommodate interviews off the podium, as well as a tour of the fire command vehicle. Our emergency management staff is also on hand to talk a little bit about what is on these special events trailers and how those are deployed across the county. Everybody have a safe, happy 4th of July. Thanks for joining us.
Sorry about the neighbors. Next time I will bring over.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right over here by the trailer.